The bridge to imagination. It was a sunny Saturday morning in the small town of Maplewood. The sound of laughter echoed in the air as siblings, Mia and Jake, played in their backyard. They were both excited because their school had announced a creative project, build a bridge using recyclable materials. The project was due in 1 week and they couldn't wait to get started. Mia, what do you think we should make our bridge out of? Jake asked, his blue eyes sparkling with excitement. I've been thinking about it. What if we used popsicle sticks? They're light, and we can glue them together easily. Mia suggested, her dark curls bouncing as she nodded enthusiastically. Great idea. We can also use string to make it look like a suspension bridge, Jake added, his mind racing with possibilities. Their mother, Clara, who was tending to her garden, overheard them. You two are getting quite creative. Remember, the most important part of a project like this is to work together and have fun. Mia and Jake exchanged glances, grinning. We will, Mom, they chimed in unison. After breakfast, Mia and Jake set off to gather materials. They rummaged through the recycling bin, pulling out empty cereal boxes, plastic bottles, and of course, the popsicle sticks that Mia had saved from her last crafting session. Look at all this stuff we can use, Mia exclaimed, holding up a few colorful plastic straws. We can use these for decoration. Jake nodded, and we can use the cardboard for the base of the bridge. Let's head inside and start planning. In the living room, they spread out all the materials on the floor. Jake grabbed a piece of paper and started sketching ideas. What if we make it a multi-layered bridge? We can have one level for cars and another for pedestrians. Mia's eyes widened. That's brilliant. And we can use the string to make it look like a real suspension bridge. Clara walked in, seeing their spread of materials and sketches. Wow! You two have really put a lot of thought into this. Do you have a plan for how you're going to put it all together? We're working on that, Mom. We want it to be strong and look cool. Mia replied, her voice bubbling with excitement. The next day, Mia and Jake set up a makeshift workshop in the garage. They laid out their materials and got to work, carefully measuring and cutting the cardboard for the base. Do you think this is big enough? Jake asked, holding up a piece of cardboard that was about 3 feet long. Let's make it bigger. We want to impress our parents and our classmates. Mia replied, her hands covered in glue. As they worked, they talked about their plans for the bridge. I think we should paint it too, Mia suggested. What colors should we use? Let's go with bright colors. Maybe blue for the water underneath and green for the grass on the sides, Jake proposed. After several hours of cutting, gluing, and painting, they had created a solid base for their bridge. They decided to take a break and grabbed some lemonade from the kitchen. Do you think we can finish this in time? Jake asked, taking a sip. Of course. As long as we keep working together and don't get distracted, Mia reassured him. The next day, Mia and Jake had a new idea. What if we added lights to our bridge? Jake suggested. We could use those tiny LED lights from the holiday decorations. That would be amazing. Let's find them, Mia exclaimed. They searched through their old decorations and finally found the string of LED lights. This is perfect. We can put them underneath the bridge so they shine through, Mia said. As they worked on integrating the lights into their design, they realized they needed a way to make the bridge look even more realistic. Let's make little cars out of cardboard, Jake suggested. We can paint them and place them on the bridge. Good idea. We can make some people too, so it looks like a busy place, Mia added, her mind racing with creative possibilities. As they continued building, they encountered a few challenges. Oh, the bridge isn't as stable as I thought it would be, Jake said, frowning as the structure wobbled slightly. Maybe we need to reinforce it with more popsicle sticks, Mia suggested. Let's create triangles underneath for extra support. They worked diligently, making the necessary adjustments. See? It's already feeling stronger. Mia cheered as the bridge stood firm. After a few more hours, they stepped back to admire their creation. It's looking really good, Jake exclaimed. But we need to figure out how to secure the lights. Let's use clear tape to hold them in place. That way, we won't see it when the lights are on, Mia suggested. They carefully taped the lights underneath the bridge and connected them to a small battery pack. I can't wait to show Mom and Dad, Jake said, his excitement bubbling over. The day before the project was due, Mia and Jake decided to add the final touches. They painted their cardboard cars in bright colors and crafted little people from paper. Let's make a sign for our bridge, Jake suggested. We can name it something cool. Yeah, how about the Imagination Bridge? Mia proposed. Perfect. Jake agreed as they carefully painted the sign and attached it to the bridge. Once everything was done, they carefully set up their bridge on the dining room table. This looks awesome, Jake said, his eyes wide with pride. We really did a great job. Let's show Mom and Dad what we made, Mia suggested. They hurried to find Clara and their father, Tom, who were in the living room. Mom, Dad, come quick. We want to show you something, Mia called out. Clara and Tom followed them to the dining room. What is it? Clara asked, curiosity lighting her face. Mia and Jake stood proudly beside their creation. Tada! Presenting. The Imagination Bridge, they exclaimed together. Clara gasped and Tom's eyes widened. Wow! This is incredible, Clara said, walking closer to inspect the bridge. You've used so many different materials, and it looks so detailed. Look, we even added lights, Jake said, turning on the battery pack. The tiny lights illuminated the bridge, creating a magical effect. This is amazing! How did you come up with all these ideas? Tom asked, genuinely impressed. We worked together and tried to think creatively, Mia explained. It was so much fun. The next morning, Mia and Jake were buzzing with excitement. They carefully packed their bridge into a box, ensuring everything was secure for the trip to school. Do you think our classmates will like it? Jake asked as they walked to school. Of course. Everyone will be so impressed, Mia replied confidently. Once they arrived at school, the siblings set up their project in the classroom. Their teacher, Ms. Garcia, welcomed everyone and began the presentations. As Mia and Jake took turns explaining their bridge, their classmates listened intently. We built it using recyclable materials, and we even added lights, Mia announced proudly. Their classmates were fascinated, asking questions and complimenting their creativity. How did you make the lights? One friend asked. Can you show us how it works? Another chimed in. After all the presentations, Ms. Garcia clapped her hands. I am so proud of all of you for your hard work. Each project is unique and shows incredible creativity. Mia and Jake felt a warm glow of pride as their bridge was acknowledged. I think we should have a mini exhibition where everyone can showcase their projects, Ms. Garcia suggested. The class erupted in cheers, and Mia looked at Jake with excitement. This is going to be so much fun. The exhibition day arrived, and the classroom was filled with colorful projects, from model skyscrapers to miniature gardens. Mia and Jake's Imagination Bridge was a highlight, drawing crowds of curious classmates eager to see the lights in action. As the exhibition continued, Mia and Jake reflected on their experience. I'm so glad we worked together, Jake said. This wouldn't have been as fun without you. Me too. We made a great team, and I loved coming up with creative solutions for our challenges, Mia replied, feeling proud of their accomplishments. Ms. Garcia walked by and smiled at them. You two really exemplified teamwork and creativity. This project was not just about the bridge, but the journey you took to create it together. After the exhibition, Mia and Jake walked home hand in hand, their hearts full of joy. Do you think we could do another project like this? Jake asked. Absolutely. Next time, let's build something even bigger. Mia replied, her imagination already racing.